Welcome to the show. Now, as the quest for who becomes Nigeria's president in 2023 is on a very high level, politicians are gearing up for opportunities that may arise as President Muhammadu Buhari concludes his second term. Now, some have indicated interest to contest the presidential election, and others are still consolidating their consultations. It's been 7 years since President Buhari took over, and many Nigerians have been assessing his government. Some are satisfied, while some are dissatisfied with his performance due to rising insecurity and the rising cost of living, and what they said is the APC's failure to fulfill many of its earlier campaign promises. Now, individuals and groups are canvassing for who they feel should take power, but the question remains, who is the right candidate to lead the country in 2023? We'll be taking a look at all of this alongside several persons. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined by Professor Chris Nwokobia, who is a public affairs analyst, to take a look at the best man who's fit for the job. And so good to have you, Prof.
My pleasure to be here. So
let's look at 2023. We've seen both aspirants in the leading political parties declaring their intention to lead in 2023 and all of that. But what is right ahead of us now is the party primaries for both the APC, PDP, and the remaining political parties. How would you assess the processes that are leading to the party primaries, which, from what we have heard, due to the Muslim festival of Ramadan, it may actually take place in May?
Let me say something that for the first time in our country's historicity, the hoopla, the attention, the steam and the heat is so much. So many candidates in the two big parties and several other ones in the smaller parties positioning to take over from Mr. President. And I think it's interesting that more than ever before, Nigerians are beginning to develop interest in the political process. It is interesting that more than ever before, people are asking questions and raising issues. It's also interesting that fundamentally issues are being centered on, like your intro, how governance affects the masses of our people, how leadership improves the lot of our people, and how we deepen the frontiers of democracy. I think that sizably it is interesting. We have candidates of all tendencies. We have the old, we have the young, we have women who are saying that they want to be President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I do sincerely think that it is salutary.
Okay, and we've seen the All Progressives Congress, lots of people coming out. I mean, you're a member of that party, and it looks like there's no so much agitation for zoning, because most aspirants feel that for the APC there is no zoning when it comes to the presidential ticket, and so it's open. We have the likes of Ahmed Yerima, we have the like of Governor Yaya Bello, we have the likes of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and some people are even asking Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to throw his hat in the ring. David Umahi is there, Rochas Okorocha is there, and all of that. What do you make of the race for 2023, the person that the ruling party will present as a flag bearer to continue the race for Mr. President?
Interestingly, Sumner, one beautiful thing about the goings on in the APC is the fact that people are increasingly beginning to realize that beyond the debate of zoning and power sharing, the fundamental issues is that the Nigerian Constitution does not alienate anybody from seeking the highest position in the land. So the party is beginning to realize that zoning will not be the issue. It should be about competency and capacity. Somehow, let me tickle you a bit. If you were to become the best candidate, if you like, or you want to be president of Nigeria, and it were to have been zoned to your region, and after your tenure, let's suppose your son becomes the best item on our political kaleidoscope, zoning will do greater injustice than justice. Because you do not, because of certain injustices or disaffection today disenfranchise the future. So I think that it is interesting that people are beginning to raise more serious debates.
Yeah, I mean, even
beyond the issues of zoning. And then, interestingly also, if you were to ask me, the ruling party, your party, who are the candidates you likely want to see at the primaries? I want to see my friend and brother, Yaya Bello, at the primaries. I want to see the serving Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to see a few other persons who are active, agile, and young. And I say this advisedly. The time has come for our nation to do away with, if you like, the old tendencies where we presumably have rechristened Aso Rock villas, retirement homes. The time has come for us to get people who can think on their feet, people who are able to engage the people who are able to debate issues effectively, efficiently, and effectually. And I do sincerely think that, for me, my passion, my affection, my choice is a young man from Kogi State.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen you being part of the campaign, and a lot of people say you are from the southeast. There have been agitations from the southeast. Sorry, from the south-south. There are lots of agitations. Yeah, for a Nigerian president of southeastern extraction or someone who is an
that's
Igbo
taking
person.
It back to zoning.
Yes, to zoning and all of that.
That shouldn't be the issue.
What are the specifics that makes you want a Yaya Bello in the, on the presidential ticket of the APC?
The young man thinks on his feet. The young man is a non-conformist. The young man believes in Nigeria. And I'll give you quick instances. When the issue of COVID-19 was a hoppler, and when it metamorphosed from a pandemic to a scamdemic, he was the first person who stood up against the nuances of his colleagues at the Governors Forum to say, we must interrogate this. We must ensure that we put Nigeria and our people first. We must debate the issues rather than buy what the West is throwing at us. That's point number one. Then point number two, he does not only think on his feet, he cares about our country. Remember sometime last year when there was a little problem regarding food embargo. He was the one Mr. President could trust with negotiating a truce. He did not only reach out to the sentiments and tendencies in the north, he reached out to those in the southwest and the southeast. Across the country, he has the most potent youth movement.
Yeah, but we haven't heard him actually, we haven't heard him actually declaring for this. We're only hearing people, several groups coming to say
in a matter of hours. Interestingly, that will happen in a matter of hours.
Okay.
As you and I talk, the second day of April 2022, that's a few hours away, we will see a declaration like no other.
Oh, okay, so Yaya Bello has finally accepted the call,
we are
as it's been said.
We're doing a declaration like no other.
Okay.
Because the masses of our people have been saying that they want a young man who not only is competent and has the capacity, but is passionate about our country.
Now, a lot of persons will say that he hasn't fulfilled so much in Kogi State. I mean, Kogi State is a transit state. A lot of Nigerians who are moving from the northern part of the country, going to the south, don't see so many things that he's telling them that he will do if he becomes president. So, I mean, shouldn't he be judged by his performance in Kogi State?
Comparatively, if we have a governor who has done profoundly, is Governor Yaya Bello. I'll give you an instance. When he became governor of Kogi State, the only state in Nigeria, in the North Central, where Boko Haram had an IED manufacturing plant was in Kogi. Today, Sumner, you can verify beyond partisan issues and tendencies, the safest state in the whole of the North is Kogi State. And arguably the safest in Nigeria today, because from the reports on the police website, the Kogi State has come top over the state of Osun as the safest state in the country. And that is the truth. Sumner, Google, you'll see where the vigilante created by the Kogi State governor has been able to rescue policemen who were otherwise kidnapped by the marauding kidnappers everywhere. That's point number one. Point number two, Sumner, he has the youngest team of any government in our country, an average age of 43 for his cabinet. He's youth-centric. Point number three, Rwanda is not the state with the highest gender parity in Nigeria. Kogi State has the highest gender parity. I'll give you quick instances. Of all the councils in Kogi, about 25 local government councils, all, as I speak to you, all the deputy chairmen of the council are women.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the only state. Even Rivers State, we have
but he has the highest gender parity, not only in Nigeria, but the whole of Africa. That's point number two, point number four. And let me say quickly, Sumner, Yaya is not one of those who would build a project and spend almost the same amount in commissioning the project. I'll give you an instance. One of the longest and the biggest flyovers in Nigeria today is the famous Ganaja Junction in Kogi.
Well, it's not as long
as... He hasn't spent billions or millions in commissioning projects because he believes that the duty of a leader is to serve and deliver on the promises.
Now, a lot of persons will say that Governor Yaya Bello is not so strong enough to be able to control the party structures that will hand him the presidential ticket. Look at Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, for example, how he has structures. He's one of the founding fathers of the APC. Look at the Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, who is the vice president. I mean, he's been moving around the country, earns the trust of a lot of persons. What gives you the confidence that someone like Yaya Bello can snatch the presidential ticket from these top men of the APC?
A few weeks ago, just about 3 weeks ago, the number 3 citizen, the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was at Kogi to commission a project. Who did he call the shield of the APC? Who did he call the Sarikin of the APC? Who has mobilized the largest number? APC has more members today than the PDP. It was Yaya Bello. He was the one the Senate President called the shield of the party. Well, and whether we like it or not, as you and I speak, you can verify after this outing, Yaya Bello has the highest number of support groups of any candidate, any aspirant running for the high office of president. Yaya Bello is on the ground, and what you're going to see tomorrow will amaze the masses of our people, because what we're talking about is hope. A new hope, a new deal, a new tendency in governance.
Well,
and Yaya Bello epitomizes that aspiration of the Nigerian people.
Well, we can only wish him well, and we just hope that the APC will present someone that will be acceptable to all Nigerians, because the PDP is waiting for all of you. I mean, your scorecard will be shown to Nigerians in 2023. Well, we must thank you so much, Professor Chris Nwokobia. He's a public affairs analyst and a very keen follower of Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State.